Hey everybody, I know I am a little early. I know. Um, I've got a lot done this morning, so I just kind of wanted to jump on and keep the momentum rolling. Just so everybody knows, if you're new to this channel, or if you have a channel and you're struggling as a new creator, or your numbers have got stuck or something, hey everybody. Then hopefully this channel might be for you. What you're going to find on this channel, if you're new here, is just me and some other people that follow my channel. Just talking about YouTube growth, how we're doing. We exchange ideas. I want this to be a conduit for others to get monetized as well as myself. That's really what I'm trying to do here. I will get monetized. I'm not worried about that. It's a challenge to myself, but I know others really want to do it. They may need to do it, and so let us help you. So if you're here and you're new, or if you've been here before, and you know, at the end, when I make this public, if you don't mind going back, even if you've been here before or you subscribe, go back, put a comment below about what your channel is. So if new people do show up, they have an opportunity to look over your channel and see if it's something they want to follow, if they find interest in it. Last week, I couldn't believe it. I had one live that gave me I got 5 subscribers off of one live. And I haven't lost any subscribers, so I'm assuming they're still around. And the reason I say that is because even if you have been to my channel before, and you subscribe to my channel, and I subscribe to yours, if you go in the comment section, there's going to be other times when I'm going to get 2 or 3 or 4 new subscribers, and then give them the opportunity to see who you are. So I'm using it as a growth tactic, I guess you might say. In my other channel, Oki's Eden, I've been messing with it again. So as you'll see, I have a bunch of jokes in there, just sitting there, privatized, setting off, hidden kind of in a private playlist, which I can release at any time. I wanted to stop cold turkey, the jokes, and switch back to the gardening and farm to table and doing stuff in the wood shop to help Oki's Eden. And sure enough, it does work. I mean, I know there's some people that might question it, but when you do narrow that niche down, all of a sudden, some of the shorts. Mrs. Paul, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, I wonder how many were trolls. I think probably 3 of them were trolls. They came on, and then you go like, yay, I got 3 subscribers. And then they knew you'd get excited, and then they pulled them back. So it was the ultimate psych. You know, you're used to dealing with school kids, and they know how to psych teachers out. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there to learn and to psych out teachers. But yeah, I've noticed again that as I stopped and then went to Oki's Eden, where it's just mostly gardening and stuff, and doing some shorts on that, those have started to increase again. So again, that's one of those things I said I like to try so I can let people know if it works or not. And I've done it like 5 times now. Every time, if I try to do a couple different niches at once, things will tend to dip. And once I put the brakes on one, stop it, set it aside, and then just focus on the one niche, it tends to go back up again. So I think there's some validity there. So I would just, if you're a new YouTuber, heck, even if you're stuck and you're not trying to figure out what your niche is, find a niche, try to stick in that wheelhouse, and I think you'll do much better. I'm not in the mood to do a guru today, so I'm not going to offer you millions of views. I'm just going to offer you some just logic and common sense. You know, try to narrow the niche, see if that works for you. Do it for a week or 2. Nobody says you have to keep doing it. If it doesn't work for you, I'm not saying everything I say is going to work for you. It may not. Because there's so many variables that go in to everybody's content. But I would just say, why not give it a try? Another thing I'm trying, and I'm going to release this data next week. I'm just waiting to see how it does. I'm doing a short with almost zero information. I'm talking a bare bones title, hardly any description, and like 2 hashtags. One of the hashtags being hashtag Okies Eden. And I just want to see how, now that I've been on YouTube for 5 months now on the Okies Eden channel, I want to see how YouTube handles a video of mine with almost zero SEO. So almost zero, no keywords. I'm not putting any keywords. It's going to have, I think, 2 hashtags, a really stupid, just nonsensical, the show about nothing, right? Yeah, that's right. And I'm just going to see how it goes. And I'm going to report back on how that does. You'll probably all see the video because it's literally going to be something like, you know, no SEO. Or maybe I'll just do ha ha or something like that. Hey, Chef Zed, how you doing? So I'm going to release one of those probably today or tomorrow. And then I will just let everybody know after 24 or 48 hours what the numbers look like with no information in it hardly. I'm not going to use any tags or keywords. I'm not going to use any pinned comment or anything. And you'll see the video. I think it's going to be one of the rain. We got plastered again today with rain. I have 3 videos I took from my front porch. One of Okies Eden Garden, one out the very front towards the road, and one out this way to show the flooding, how quick it floods here. If you get serious, because we got like 4 inches in like an hour and a half. You'll see how quickly it floods. And I'm going to release those videos on a short. It's only going to be about a minute long with almost no information on it. And I just want to see exactly, I might, and I don't have to do any research, because I'll tell you what, I might be onto something. I'm going to be the guru, the anti-SEO guru. I'm going to be able to come on Monday and have a cowbell ringing it with my goofy glasses. I'll have my hair standing up straight like that, and I'll be yelling into the camera with some kind of like horrible accent that I can't really do, talking about how I figured out the SEO and the algorithm, that you don't even need it. Just throw stuff out there and don't edit, just throw it out there. Who knows? I might be the next big YouTuber. I might gain, I might get to 450. I might get to 450 subscribers. Oh, let me ask you guys. Did you see the, yeah, I'm going to wear a cape. I'll wear a cape. Did you guys see my short, was it yesterday or today it released? No, today, of how I have 410 views and everybody wants to move close to Okies and be a part of the Eden. When I was filming that, I was kind of annoyed in a way because, like I said, I finally, my grandson was back with my son and daughter-in-law, and I had already planned out the next 2 days after I had him was going to be edit, film, edit, film, edit, film. That was going to be 2 days worth, and work in the garden to do some stuff. And I walk out that morning, and sure enough, I'm just getting set up. I got my tripod, I got my camera, my microphone ready, get my tools ready, and this truck pulls up. And he puts this tower up, and he starts pounding into the ground. And I'm like, I've been home for 5 days straight with my grandson. Not one truck has been over there, but the minute I want to go out and do a video. So you're going to see it happened again later. So in my second part of that part 2 video of me fixing up the garden fencing and doing the update, you're going to see me talk about that again because it happened again. But anyways, so the ones that are here now, I've been working on mostly my Okies Eden, trying to, the only thing spiff it up. I'm trying to spiff up the homepage. So when somebody comes to the homepage, they see the brand, they see some stuff. If it interests them, they can stick around, and I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to, how are you guys doing with your playlists? You guys, do you guys spend a lot of time creating playlists? I've fixed up some of my playlists, so like that Okies Eden 2.0 with the gardening stuff, I'm gonna try to get one playlist for that, because I think that would be a positive for the channel, or for anybody's channel, is to have a more professional looking, when people show up, you know, they see a good, you know, they got the thumbnail playing, or a trailer playing, they got, you know, your banner, and then they got your description and stuff, and then they can see all your different playlists. So I'm trying to get my playlist so where it's like, I have my shorts, I put the shorts there. If it's about potato bag growing, I'll separate a potato bag growing. Yeah, and I never did either, Paul. I have playlists, but I never spent much time with them. But as I've been studying it more, and I've been looking at other people's channels and some of the bigger YouTubers that are successful, they really do. They have a nice, you know, and that's the other thing about this channel is this channel, and we all know this because we're all in the same boat. We're trying to get monetized and get more subscribers. This isn't about getting 1 million subscribers in 22 seconds. I mean, that's just not going to happen. We're working towards getting monetized, and then after you're monetized and you have a good base of subscribers, to then make sure your image is professional, your brand is professional. Yes, Chef said that's great. Yeah, like, you know, I'm trying to break it down. Even like Zed, I'm trying to break it down. So like my potato bag, the potato bag growing is going to have 3 or 4 in it in the playlist, and then they'll all, you know, the cards at the end will all be driven to each other. So the first one you watch will then automatically go to the second, to the third. So somebody can click on that playlist and it'll play in order. I'll have them in order. And then if, you know, I think it makes it more professional. And I think in the long run, when people show up, I think when they'll see, you know, they'll stick around more as they become more loyal and stuff. And they might even say, hey, check this person out or check that person out. Now, I did want to give an update on last week's live I did when I talked about doing the hashtags with your channel name. I have other people checking it now that I know, friends of mine that know I have a YouTube. Now, I don't have a lot of people. I only have about 10 people that friends and family that know I have a YouTube. I never told anybody because I wanted to grow it organically. But I've asked them, hey, go in and check. Can you go in and check, you know, hashtag Okies Eden, at Okies Eden. And it is dry, and when they start typing in Okies Eden, if they go into YouTube and start typing hashtags, it starts to show up sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. Because I've been putting it in my Facebook stuff on Okies Eden, I've been putting it some on Instagram, I've been putting it in my Okies Eden. So I'd be interested to know, has anybody else done that? Because in every video now, one of my hashtags is hashtag Okies Eden. So I'm just about at 100 that I've modified, because I went all the way back to the beginning and just started adding hashtag Okies Eden to each and every video. And then I clean them up as I come along. So I think once I break, because right now it says less than 100, and then how many searches there are, because I keep searching for myself. I've had other people searching for it, and now it's actually coming up searched. That is awesome. That is awesome. And so I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm going to get all of my videos taken care of, and then I'm going to switch. I'm trying to do it systematically. And now that I have more time, you know, the garden is in kind of a limbo. You haven't clicked on it. You ought to try clicking on it. You know, that's where I stand right now. So I'm trying to do it systematically. I'm going to try to finish up Okies Eden first, and then I will jump over to Okies Hustle. Anything on Okies Hustle? That's a good idea, Chef. Okay, yeah, I'll try that too. Yeah. It's a good idea in ChatGPT. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Any new stuff I create automatically gets the at Okies Eden. I've been putting it on my community posts because I did check, and they say, yeah, I mean, it doesn't drive people there off your community post, but it still puts it there. It'll turn blue. It'll give them the click. I've been putting it on the Okies Eden Facebook, like I said, Instagram. I'm going to try other places because the big thing is if you can expand, I mean, the internet is huge. I mean, you're talking billions of people. We got what, 8 point however many billion people in the world. And if you can hit, some people aren't on YouTube, but they're on this. So if you have something on Instagram and they see your content, and then that's where you can really go after, you know, start seeking other people out, liking their stuff on Instagram, following them on Instagram, and same thing on Facebook. And I have I have a personal Facebook and an Okies Eden Facebook. So I haven't even put anything on my personal Facebook because people don't know. I'm going to release it eventually, but I'm waiting for a certain point. I have an idea in mind when I'm going to do that. So I have my Okies Eden separate. I mean, people could figure it out if they really wanted to not be lazy about it and go see, hey, who's Okies Eden? They could figure it out. But, you know, I think to have the bigger footprint, and I did watch a couple weeks ago, there was a YouTube, he's an employee of YouTube. Sometimes they do short videos on the dashboard for creators. And he did say that, because there was some gurus out there saying, don't use other platforms to bring people to your YouTube. If you start doing that, they said YouTube, that's a no-no with YouTube. And they don't want you on other platforms. They want you only on their platform. So sure enough, a couple weeks after that, doesn't this guy on YouTube come out and said, nobody actually said that on YouTube. He goes, if you go and you put your YouTube, he goes, why would we not want you to go to, hey, Nicola, why would we not want you to go to Instagram and put your channel name that's going to drive them to YouTube on your Instagram? And he said, that's free advertising for YouTube. He goes, we would never tell you not to go give us free advertising because that's what they're all about. That's how they survive. YouTube survives on advertising. So if you're driving them in from Facebook and you're driving them in from that, TikTok, I have no idea what's going on. I have a TikTok, I put a couple of videos on there. I don't even understand it because I never looked into it. I just threw some videos on. I don't watch it. I'm going to eventually, I know they're trying to sell it or something. I don't understand all that. That's above my pay grade. But if they ever do and it becomes viable again, I'll probably attach some stuff that points back to YouTube. So that's my other thought. I don't know how you guys are doing it. Are you guys using, are you using other platforms to, I'm not sending people to Instagram and I'm not sending people to Facebook because I don't care about those platforms. I'm using those platforms, gaining followers there, and then sending them to my YouTube. Because YouTube is the one I'm trying to grow on, and that's what I'm trying to grow the brand on, is YouTube. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Everybody I see is continuing to do lives. I think lives, I like lives. Lives do a lot of things. If you're a new content creator and you're watching this, lives are great because it helps you talk to the camera. Yeah, it's tough. It is. That's why I don't try to keep up with them. What I do is I go on every once in a while. So if I load something on YouTube, like a short, what I do is it takes me 10 minutes. I'll go into Instagram and I'll go on to Facebook and load the video, put Okies Eden, hashtag Okies Eden. So it drives it back. And then I leave. I go and I try to see if some people are following me. And then I might message them and say, hey, hey, come watch Okies Eden, blah, blah, blah. So, Mrs. Paula, I want to talk to you about this. I can't remember who this was. I was watching a live one night. And there was some trolls on. They weren't being gross or making any kind of innuendos or anything like that. They were just being rude, making fun of the person. Your channel's horrible. Why do you even try? Blah, 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 And somebody went to block them and they say, she said, don't block them. As long as they're not being like sexually explicit or making innuendos like that. She goes, I don't care about the trolls. I ignore them. She said, and the reason I don't mind them being there is because every once in a while I'll make a comment to them so they'll talk back to me. She said, because the longer I can keep that troll on, that's not really being too bad, they're giving me watch hours. And that made a lot of sense. So the other night when I was on, there was a few that came on. I didn't block them right away. I just let them go. And then they finally left because they knew I wasn't going to participate in their nonsense. But it was just funny because it made sense. I'm like, as long as they're not being mean, I don't care if they're mean. You can't, people can call me whatever they want. I don't care. I am who I am. I like my life. But if they're just being rude, just calling you names or saying your channel's horrible, why do you bother making content? I could do better, blah, blah, blah. Leave them alone, let them go. Every once in a while, she said she'll comment to get them kind of worked up again, and then they'll start hurling their little insults again. The whole time they've been on for 10 minutes, you get 4 or 5 or 6 trolls for 5 or 10 minutes, you're up to almost an hour watch time. So I am going to start doing that. So if you're on my channel and you do get a troll, you see a troll and you have a blue wrench, as long as they're not using any kind of sexually explicit terminology or innuendos, I don't mind them being there. I might even interact with them a little bit just to keep them rolling because, hey, isn't it all about watch hours? Yes, troll tricking, troll tricking, troll tricking, troll tricking. Say that 3 times fast. She's got them all, troll tricking, block island. You got all of the coined phrases. Yeah, I think I'm going to start. I mean, they didn't, but there were, so you just don't respond. As long as they're being clean, I just keep they keep rolling. As long nobody else is responding to them, they just ignore them. Eventually they leave. They will leave on their own. They don't care. I mean, they're not going to stick around if you're not going to engage. It's just like anybody else. If somebody's picking on somebody, you just walk away. If they don't engage, they're just finally going to get fed up with it because they're just like, well, I'll go pick on somebody that wants to argue back with me or something. And, but, so I just wanted to give that to Paula that, hey, let's use the trolling watch hours, but we got to be careful. Keep it in the confines of this live because if the YouTube algorithm figures out that we're using trolls to get hours and views, they're going to have impressions, they're going to have views, and then they're going to break it down even further and say views from trolls, and you can't include watch hours from trolls in your monetization. So we got to be careful. Let's not let the secret out. Let's see. I was thinking the other day, because I got my little scripty here. I did a short video a while back on repairing old videos. And like I said, I've had about 50-50 success with it. I know other people have tried it. And, it's not always going to work. But then, I was thinking last night, what would I want to talk about more in the live today? And one of the thoughts was, if you really think about it, so if you get another 100 views or 50 views or some likes or something, yeah, that's not earth-shattering, right? It does help your algorithm. But going back to fixing your homepage and making it more presentable and more professional, so when people come on, they see this really nice page they might want to follow. Go back to your older videos and kind of repair them so that when new people that haven't been to your page show up, if they stop on and start watching your early videos, if those are the first ones they're going to watch, wouldn't you want them to be more professional and to look better and sound better and be edited better? Then, I think you're not getting a lot of views, but it's putting out the best foot forward for your channel. So when they do show up, if they happen to, wander onto one of your first videos, if you haven't repaired that video and it's just horrible, the sound is bad, the editing's bad, lighting's bad, everything, and and you didn't repair it, that might be their only chance they're going to go to your channel and say, this channel's terrible. They haven't even looked at your 90th video, your 150th video, where now you have your microphone, you got better lighting, you got better sound, you're outdoors, you got better material and better editing. Yeah, Precious, that's right, from what, The Ring? Not The Ring. What is that? Not The Ring. The Ring was a horror movie. But anyways, yeah, and to drive people towards them. But yeah, so my opinion or my advice would be to still go back and repair your old videos in case That's their first impression of you. If their first impressions matter. You know, I've sold a lot of houses. I've been from New York down here. I've owned, rebuilt, fixed houses, sold them, moved, fixed that house, moved, so on and so forth. The real estate agent I had when I first moved down here, when I first got to Texas, I've done quite a few homes since then. His advice to me was always, always, always make sure the entrance to your house, outside and in, so when they walk up to the house, as soon as that door opens, he said that room needs to be spotless. It needs to be set up correctly. It needs to have your nice pictures, and it needs to have something that they can smell. And he said he always recommends to his clients, make some chocolate chip or oatmeal cookies and put them on the table. So you know they're going to be there for a showing at 2. Have them finish at 1:45. They put hot cookies on the table, and then you leave for the showing. And then you leave a note, welcome to our house, we hope you like it, blah, blah, blah. He said from his experience, and he's been in it a while, and he's a very successful real estate agent, he said the house sells or does not sell in the first 30 seconds, just like YouTube. So when somebody walks in, if they see a nice, clean living room, the floors are clean, the furniture's really nice, they got nice pictures, and they smell something like cookies or something, and the cookies are for them, and you put out maybe some soft drinks or some water and some ice, he said that increases your chances greatly. So I would just use that analogy for your YouTube channel. Make sure when somebody shows up to your channel, it is presentable, professional, it looks good. It's something that entices them in to say, hey, okay, I'm gonna stick around, I'm gonna watch some videos. Otherwise, you're gonna be in that other boat where they walk in and say, what video is this? You know, go back and look at your first video. Go back, I have my first video, go back and look at your first video. And you'll be like, what in the world? So do you know, in one of my first videos, I didn't even know about hashtags. I didn't know about keywords, tag word, stuff in your settings for like your channel settings, nothing. I was literally, you know, is it altered content? Is it for kids? All of that stuff. I would literally go in, I'd upload the video and say, hey, Oakie's Eden Garden. Description, welcome to Oakie's Eden Garden. And I'd send them out there. And then for me to think that YouTube is trying to hurt me by not pushing my stuff out into the algorithm, that's my fault for not doing research, you know? So I go back and I've repaired all those, gave them better descriptions. You know, some of the stuff you can't fix. If, you know, you can download the video and then fix it and send it back up. Yes, exactly, hit record. And that we're all in the same boat, but that's what I'm saying. I would either go back and privatize that and put it in a private playlist. That's the other thing that I do is I have a whole playlist I've done. I did that last week when I had my grandson, because when he was napping or whatever, I could get some time. I would literally privatize a video that I just didn't want out there right now, and then I would make a private playlist, and then I've checked, and that's supposed to be not viewable by others unless they have the link. But you privatize those. So now I have a grouping of videos that aren't being played. I still have all my time, all my watches, all my views, all of that, because I didn't delete them. Because I will re-release them, and you'll see some of my videos I have been re-releasing. I mean, I'll even put a little note in there in the description or in the comment, a pinned comment. This is my early video from when I first started, because I'm going to do a whole series. Now that I've done the Oakie's Eden Garden 2.0, I'm going to go back to the early ones that show me with the 10 by 10 garden. Then I made it a 10 by 20 garden, 20 by 30, so on and so forth, till now it's almost 3,000 square feet. And I want to be able to show that in a video. I just think that would be really cool for people that, you know, and for myself, because I know a lot of us do this for posterity also. So I know someday when, you know, I pass away, I would love to have something for my children and grandchildren to be able to look back and say, well, my grandfather was an idiot. But anyways, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to focus more on garden, and I'm going to do 10 to 15-minute videos and then do a series. So people don't get stuck watching a 45-minute video of me hammering fence posts in. Now, the one I edited today comes out tomorrow, or I might not do it tomorrow because in the United States it's 4th of July. People are going to be at the lake and stuff. I might just release it Sunday when people get home, getting ready to go back to work on Monday, and they're just looking for something to relax and chill. And what better way to chill by watching Okies Eden pound in wooden fence stakes into the Oklahoma dirt. I mean, you talk about relaxing. You get a cold drink and watch me hitting posts with a hammer. That's just reality TV right there. I mean, that's viral. That's viral material right there. That's why I got people around here now. They're putting power poles in because people are moving in. They want to be close to the Eden. They want to be close. They want a piece of the Okies Eden because I just checked. I'm pushing 420 subscribers now. I mean, the sky's the limit. Yeah, soothing, that's right. It does take frustrations out. But so the next video that drops of the garden, I have finished the fence. And in the meantime, it started pouring. I mean, I'm going to show, there's going to be a short coming out maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, I might release it. That's going to have no information on it. I'm not going to use any SEO stuff. I'm going to say rain, and then I'm going to put Okies Eden rainstorm, and I'm going to release it or something like that. And it's just going to be a short, and it's 4 different views, 4 short videos, like 5-second videos on the torrential downpour. I mean, it was like a kitchen faucet running off my roof this morning. It had big streams of it running off. So I'm going to release that, and I want to see, and I'm going to tell people next week how that did analytically, how many views I got, how many watch hours I got, if I got any. I just want to see doing something so stupid and silly, does it do anything, or does SEO really matter? And that's why I use Okies Eden as a test kitchen, because I'm going to just do something completely stupid and see how it affects my channel. Hey, I do this for you guys. I don't do this for me. I do this for my peeps. So anyways, that's going to come out. You're going to see I mean, it rained 4 or 5 inches an hour and a half. We had like minor flooding and everything, and you're going to see that. So anyways, as I'm finishing up trying to get stuff, because I was going to go into the garden after I got the fence around there, and it had rained before that, and then it torrentially poured afterwards. And I was just going for silly, Paula. Wow, now I'm stupid and silly? Oh, wow. What did I do? I'm just kidding. But it's a mosh pit. I wanted to plant some radishes today, and I wanted to plant some potatoes today. But every time I step in the garden right now, because I've tilled it up so much, I sink down like 6 inches, and it's just, feet are muddy. And I'm like, I can't plant in this, because if I plant in that, it's just going to make a mess. If we get more rain, it's going to wash the seeds away. I'm going to give it a couple days to dry out a little bit. So I had to stop there, but I take you to the wood shop. I cut my fence posts, so there's going to be some, if Nicole, I don't know if you're interested in that, but a lot of the stuff I make for Okies Eden, I do here. So I had some spare wood. I made a bunch of fence posts. I got some chicken wire fence from a big box store and my zip ties. And so now the entire 3,200 square foot garden is wrapped in wired chicken fence. And this is just a word to the wise. There you go. There you go. You ever see these movies? This has nothing about YouTube growth, but this is just sidebar. Where there's like medieval torture. You know, you get into these old movies like they have these medieval torture devices. And what is it? The Princess Bride, one of my favorite movies of all time, where Billy Crystal, the one guy in that's getting tortured. And then, they think of all these the way they torture people even nowadays and around the world for whatever, trying to get information or whatever. They need to stop all of those. I might do a 30-minute long one at some point. I realized today, stop all torture devices throughout the world. I just created, or I came up with the idea for the best torture device. That is 50-foot roll of chicken wire. If somebody's caught in a crime, you give them a knife and nothing else. They have to open the package. They have to unwind that chicken wire, because by the end of getting the chicken wire open, they're going to be a bloody mess. They're going to have holes all over them, and they're going to just regret the day they were born. So if you're out there and you're into torturing people, make them open chicken wire. I'm telling you, they'll never break the law again. That's just some Okies, Oklahoma knowledge drop. I am not left-handed. That's right. Oh my goodness, that is one of my best movies, my favorite movies. One of my other favorite movies is just another sidebar, is Sweet Home Alabama. I think the people they put in that movie, they all did a tremendous job. They all played their part so well, and I think it was a funny movie. So let's see here. Is that it? Did I reach the end? So anyways, repair old videos, blah, blah, blah. I'm still working on the title, description. The reason I haven't done the title, description, pinned comment, SEO stuff, yes, we have to. I watch it at least once or twice a year. What is it? The rodents of the big rats in the forest of fire or whatever. That was always one of the funniest parts, I thought. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. We're on movies now, but that's okay. I lost my train of thought. Oh well, it couldn't have been that important then. Let me ask this. Yes, the rodents, yeah. Silent Lives. I think Chef has done some of those. I think Chef, am I right? Or am I thinking of somebody else? There's somebody else that's doing some Silent Lives. And I was just wondering about those. Misty 1980, whatever. Yeah, I know she started doing them. And I was wondering about them. Okay. Did you do that right off of YouTube, or did you have a software, an app or something to do it off of? Missy sent me what the app was, so I have the information on that app. I just haven't downloaded it. I haven't had a chance. A lot of people are doing the Silent Lives now, and I wouldn't mind doing them. What are y'all doing tomorrow on the 4th of July? Tomorrow I have Prism. I think that was the one, Prism. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Chef. Prism. So tomorrow for the 4th of July, I have my grandson overnight. My son goes into work Saturday morning the 5th, and then my daughter-in-law comes home Saturday morning the 5th. So I will spend the night with my grandson tomorrow night. So that will be my big night of watching lives. So if anybody has a live tomorrow, please let me know. Nice. I'm doing some kind of roast here coming up. I have a party at our house coming up here. That's another one. Does anybody want to see? I'll ask them if anybody wants to see video footage of some people from Oklahoma, maybe drinking, maybe not. I can neither confirm nor deny. But throwing horseshoes, barbecuing, playing the cornhole, Okay. Nicola, have you done them? I don't remember if you have done them. What is everybody else doing for the 4th of July? We're not going to do anything. I mean, we might do something Saturday or Sunday. I'll probably do hot dogs or hamburgers or something. I did make a macaroni salad. I posted a community post about that. I got a bunch of stuff out of the garden. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what. I make fun of Oklahoma because I'm from upstate New York and then I was from Texas, but I just joke around. Oklahoma really is a beautiful state. I mean, honestly, it is beautiful. There's Arbuckle Mountains, there's Turner Falls, it's beautiful water. There's Lake Murray about 30 minutes to the north of us. We rented jet skis last year for my wife's birthday, and we went out in the lake swimming, and then we got pizza afterwards at the restaurant, and we got Oklahoma City about an hour and a half up the road, Bricktown. Oklahoma's a really cool place. I need to make Tulsa. I want to go to Tulsa someday. Haven't been there yet, but every state has its, you know, the rednecks and hillbillies or whatever you want to call them, and there's nothing wrong with that lifestyle. It's just that's how they were born and raised, and they enjoy that lifestyle. I do too. I mean, heck, at my grandson's birthday, we had the pool out here. We had a kiddie pool. When the kids got done with it, they came inside and got all dried off, and we're sitting here eating cake. Me and my son and the other guys are out there going down the slip and slide and playing in the kiddie pool. You know, none of them were present because some were inebriated and tripping up and falling and stuff, so we didn't want any kids getting hurt, so they had to go inside for a while we partook in the, you know, the spa-like atmosphere of the pool here at Okies Eden. Yeah, it's like a 4-foot diameter pool, and you got 4 grown men in it wrestling around like a bunch of children. Not me. It was not me. But is anybody going live tonight? Let me know if somebody's going live tonight, because I'll tell you right now, that blue subscribe, Jello Wrestling, yeah. Because of her silent live. Really? Okay. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Zed. I didn't realize that. You see, that's what I mean. No live, Mrs. Paula? I like your lives. If you haven't seen a Mrs. Paula live, her lives are awesome. I try to stay for most of them, almost all of them. If I can, I just let her know. But I do stream them again later. And like I said, like when I'm at my son's house, while my grandson is sleeping, is that what the rule is? As long as you're, because I know some people just put their picture and then they just have people show up. Okay, so I guess if you have like a video you're running, I'm assuming, okay, thank you, Chef Said. I'm assuming if you're doing something and it's like a positive thing for YouTube, they probably don't mind, but if you're just there with a picture, okay, I could see that. But yeah, when I'm at my son's house, babysitting my grandson tomorrow night, they have a TV in the living room, and they have a TV in the my grandson's bedroom. So he sleeps like a rock. So what we do is we put the TV on, low volume, almost at 1 or 2. So if he does wake up in the middle of the night, until you get in there, he has something he can watch, and it just stays on overnight. So what I've been doing is putting it on guest, and I've been running my playlists. And it does know the IP address, so I can't just keep rerunning it. So what I do is I'll go put one of my playlists on, because I have a week in between. So I'll have 5 or 6 or 7 videos, and then I'll just put them on those playlists, let it run in his room overnight, and then out in the living room, I will put on Mrs. Paula or Chef Zed or one of their videos or something. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. If there's no value to it, it's not worth doing it. But yeah, so then I'll on the other TV out in the living room, I will run videos all night of people that I subscribe to. So all night, even when I'm on the couch trying to sleep, it is just, it's running people's videos. I know last week, who was it? Missy 1980, I think. I did her playlist, and it was like 3-4 hours. It ran, and then I catnapped in between. Then I just put it on somebody else's playlist, and I try to go back to sleep. So if we all try to do that and try to help each other, let me ask people this, you get monetized, 4,000, 1,000. Some is, you have that partial kind of thing where it's 500, 3,000 or something. I'm only wondering, because as I'm inching up, I'm at 420, as I'm inching towards the 500 and working on my hours. If I ever get there, I know you get like a super chat and all those other things, but there are other things you can do. I have some merchandise possibly being made for my Okies Eden, because I'm not just doing Okies Eden here. I'm doing Okies Eden in my community eventually. So when I start doing lives around the town and helping some of the businesses there, I'm going to have merchandise for sale, and then I'll have them driven to my YouTube. And that hasn't been released yet, but that's what I'm working on. Does anybody else, can you, without being monetized or having, your 500, 3,000 or 4,000, 1,000, can you have like merchandise that you sell that's not like advertisements, just for your own personal gain? Can you do that? Some say yes, some say no. I thought I saw on YouTube the other day, they gave the guidelines, and it is acceptable as long as you're not like trying to run ads for it or something. I don't know how they worded it, but they said that they do allow you to, or no, so as long as they're not running ads, like if you're having somebody make the stuff for you and then drop shipping it, you can't give them shout outs and try to drum up business for them. You can have them they can go to their site and figure it out if they want. But if they come to your YouTube, they can buy your merchandise, and so on and so forth. So, but I didn't know if anybody had any experience with that, because I want to get some hats made. I want to get some shirts made with my Okies Eden logo, maybe some like refrigerator stickers, not stickers, magnets. And then I'd like to use those, and as I grow, I want to use that in some of my, as I get closer to monetization, if I do like a trivia night or something, or if somebody all of a sudden hits 500 and they're having like a celebration, I can toss them a shirt, that says Okies Eden. I think that would be pretty cool, or send them a refrigerator magnet or something, is what I'd like to be doing. And then, of course, selling the merchandise. Okay, I'm gonna look more into that, because I know YouTube says there's other ways to make money on YouTube without being monetized. And that's where I'm headed that way. I'm trying to get to that point where I don't need the income. I'm just trying to do it because I'd like to have diversified income coming in. It's just nice to have. You start going into retirement, which I'm all set on my retirement. There's no problem there. I just think it's kind of cool. If you have other streams coming in, it's always nice to diversify. And you can always give it away to charity or help people out. I mean, nobody says if you have enough money, you got to keep it all. You can help other people. And there's other things I can help with my family and stuff. So, but I'd like to do merchandise. I don't know if I don't know if anybody would want my merchandise, because, it's just some old dude from Oklahoma trying to sell t-shirts. But it's going to be the Okies Eden logo, the oval with the vegetables and the colors. And maybe one on the breast, one of the breasts, and then like a bigger one on the back. And then just a nice oval like insignia on the front of the hat. I think that would be pretty cool. And even if I just get them for my own family, for $100, I can get 5 or 6 shirts and just wear them myself, and I can wear them in my videos and stuff and whatever. When I do I think I told everybody, one of the ways I'm trying to drive people towards Okies Eden is they're getting to know me in my community. I've been here for quite a few years, but they've created this new Facebook marketplace in my area, and it's gotten a lot of buzz, and it's been really good for the community. And I did a potato giveaway the other day. I randomly took a whole big armload of potatoes, put them in a package, weighed it, had the exact weight, put it on the Facebook marketplace. Hey, everybody knows me, I'm from this area. I grew too many potatoes, guess the exact weight, whoever's closest or gets it exact wins the potatoes. I must have had 50 people, and this is only a community of like 300 or 400. I must have had 50 people comment. I had 50 or 60 likes, and they're all like, can we do it again? Can you do it again? Can you do it again? So I'm doing another one, and then I'm also doing the pumpkin weight giveaway. I keep posting that one pumpkin that I've been growing, and it's huge now. I mean, it's probably that big now. And as long as no Oklahoma critter gets it, I said once that becomes where it's ripened and it's orange, then I'm gonna weigh it. I'm gonna leave it on the vine. I'm just gonna put it on my scale. Exact weight. Then they already know I'm doing it because I've already been making quick announcements about it. So in a month when it's ready, it's ready to go. They know it's coming. In a week prior, I'll be saying, hey, just remember on Monday this day, I'm weighing the pumpkin at 11 o'clock. And then from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. that evening is the guess the weight. And then that's leading up to my pumpkin patch if I have enough to sell to people for $1, just so they can have a pumpkin from their own area without paying $6 at the big box store. They can give me $1. That helps me with seed money and gas money for the tiller for next year. I'm not trying to make a mint on it. I'm more trying to get my name out. And I'm gonna have business cards with my YouTube stuff on it and the Okies Eden, the hashtag. And I'll give those out when people show up with the pumpkin. I'll put that in the bag with the pumpkin or give it to them and follow me on YouTube. And I'm hoping if I can get 50 or 60 pumpkins, I can start picking up people. Then I'm planning on starting to do a slow release on YouTube. I'm sorry, on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, about Okies Eden. Because then they'll know who's behind the Okies Eden. Now they'll know I give food away. They know that I do the pumpkin stuff. And, you know, I'm sure they'll follow me because they'll want to go watch and see what I do. And I've actually had people wanting to come view the garden in person. So I thought that was really cool. They're like, hey, when can I come there? Can I come see the garden? So I just told them, you can, you're more than welcome to. But right now it's pretty barren because all the potatoes and the green beans have been harvested and I'm replanting. So I told them, you know, when the pumpkin patch is really growing out there, you know, and it looks really nice and it's flowering, that's really cool. So that's where we're at. So those are the different types of marketing things I'm trying to do. I'm not only trying to do it here, but if I can start to gain viewership around my area, because they already know me, and if I can get them to the channel, everybody knows me in this area. I don't mean that like I'm some bigwig or something. It's just people know my daughter-in-law and son because they've lived here for so long, and they know that I'm the grandfather to my grandson, obviously, and they know what's going on with him, so they're always asking about me. So I think that will be really good for my channel. So I'm just throwing these ideas out, not so much for just me. I'm hoping that maybe something might strike a chord with somebody that's watching that might say, well, why don't you try this? Or maybe I'll try that. Because there's more than one way to get monetized in life. It doesn't have to be just YouTube. And the thing is, if you can do other things and get your name out there more and include your YouTube information on there to drive people to your channel, I mean, that's a good thing. You know, it's a big world, a lot of people, and it's all about, you know, I didn't do marketing. I understand marketing. I took some marketing classes, but I was more analytics and production management, and then I got into law enforcement. So I understand a lot of that stuff, but I've studied marketing more in the last few years, and since I started YouTube, I read more articles on branding and things like that, and using the hashtags. That's why I talk about it so much, because branding is going to be, it's a thing of the future, getting your marketing, your branding. I mean, just look at it. Look at the commercials out there. I mean, it works. Marketing works. You just got to be able to hit the market right at the right time with the right message, with the right advertisement, with the right video. Miss Teacher Kelly, she mentioned it on her one when she got monetized. She said it was because of that one video. All her videos were just regular old videos, and all of a sudden one hit. It was something about why she quit being a middle school teacher or something. I can't quite remember, but it blew up, and that got her to monetization. So it could happen. That's why I guess I preach more. Make sure your channel's clean, make sure it's professional, make sure you got your playlists in place, you got your trailer, you're using all your trending hashtags and stuff, so that when people show up, you never know which one's gonna go, you know? And so with that said, I am gonna, remember, watch the video with the rainstorm. It's gonna come out either tomorrow, it's the 4th, no, it won't be the 4th, it'll probably be the 5th or the 6th. I'll run it, because it won't interfere with the 4th of July. It's the one with the rainstorm. It's going to be 4 short videos in one YouTube short with some music. Or no, there's going to be no music because I want you to hear how hard the rain's coming down. That's all it's going to be, that rain. And I'm just going to say, I'll put the title, rain. And then in the description, I'll put Okies rainstorm. No hash. I'll put Okies Eden as the hashtag. I will put that in there because I have to. I just have to. It's an Oklahoma law. But nothing else. There'll be no other hashtags. There will be no keywords, no nothing. I'll make sure, I'll put down no altered comment, no, it's not made for kids, all that stuff. And then I'm just gonna release it. Because I wanna see, does YouTube understand who I am now as a YouTuber enough to push it to a group of people? Or are they gonna say, no, the algorithm is so dependent on SEO that you have to have more SEO in there. You got to have more keywords. You got to have more hashtags. I'm going to see, and then I'm going to report back Monday or Tuesday in a live, and I'll print out my analytics so I can show them on the screen, and I want to see how it does, and I'll probably even do a short video on it so you can show how good or bad it did, because that's going to be the test for me to see, because I'm doing a video on SEO. And, I want to be able to speak intelligently about it. If I do a video with 0 SEO and it skyrockets, then to do the scientific method of the 2 pillars there with repeatability and observing and repeating, I will observe that it did really well or really bad. If it does really well, I'll give it a couple days and I'll do another video with another 1-word description, maybe 1-word title, 2-word description, and Okies Eden as a hashtag, nothing else. See how that does. If it repeats and it does really well, then I can say, well, maybe the SEO is great early on, but maybe as you get a following, it doesn't matter as much. Or it bombs so bad, I can actually say, hey, here's stuff with no SEO versus what I did with SEO, and here's how they compare. So that's what I'm working on. So hopefully next week I can do a video on, like I said, SEO, showing it either bombed or did really well. And then we can discuss it. But I'll probably do that in a live because I like live current. I'm not going to do a video and release it a week from now. That's for other videos. Current stuff or something I find out right away, I want to release right away. Because if I can come on Monday or Tuesday and say, hey, yes, definitely make sure you do more research because I did this and it flopped, So that's where I'm headed with that. So probably Saturday or Sunday, you'll see a short, and it's a rainstorm. And you'll literally see, it's going to say rain. I'll make sure that's the title so everybody here knows it's just rain, and it's going to be a rainstorm. And it's going to be maybe 45 seconds long of a rainstorm, 4 different views from my house with the rain coming down and flooding. So, but yes, Kelly, I did see I was rambling, but I did see your comment come up that, I know that was your big one. It's still your #1 video. It's 4,000 watch hours. Yep. And that's what I'm kind of getting. That's why I keep preaching. Make sure our pages, our content is up to date with everything. So when somebody comes to your page, you don't know who's coming to your page. I had somebody follow me the other day, and they had 26,000 views, and they said, "Hey, I'm a new subscriber. I like your stuff. I like your garden." I'm like, I don't know why somebody with 26,000 views are watching some clown with 420. I mean, the only thing that makes me not a clown is I don't have the red nose or really big shoes. But pretty much I'm a clown. But yeah, I was shocked. And then I got another one the other day that had like 9,000 subscribers. And they're like, hey, I like your garden. I thought that was really cool. And so I watched their page and subscribed. because they do gardening stuff and cooking stuff, and I thought that was really cool. So there are bigger content creators, and you don't know who you're dealing. I have 4 or 5 really not really big ones. I'm talking 50, 60, 70,000 people. I've watched these guys for years, and now I'm starting to comment more on their pages because I have my own content, and they're responding. They'll actually respond to me now, and you never know. It's what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Networking. It's a lot about networking. Remember, LinkedIn was always about networking, your LinkedIn account and blah, blah, blah. And networking is very important for online stuff, to be able to hook up with other people. I don't mean hook up like that. I mean, get involved. I don't mean that either. Let's see. I mean, subscribing to each other on YouTube and interacting on the interwebs. That's what I'm trying to say. So with that said, everybody, I think, I've pontificated enough today. Looks like somebody got himself a thesaurus. But Nicola, definitely go watch. It's, I don't know if you've watched her before, but it's Teacher Kelly Tag. Teacher Kelly's Tags. Teacher Kelly Tags. You can find her on there. She's in the chat. She's really good, and she's not only really good with knowledgeable of what she's talking about. She does her research and she talks very intelligently and clear, and she's got really good videoing equipment and stuff. And her video techniques and stuff are really, really good. That's right, Nicola. Everybody started from zero. But her video, I like to watch how she does her video and stuff. She does a really good job with how she presents her video, lighting. Sometimes she's outside. And I follow her for that too, to see how she does things. And she's very smart. I mean, she's very well educated, well spoken, and she makes a lot of sense. But with that said, everybody, I'm going to have to go now. I have to actually start cooking dinner. Yep, I cook dinner, and get ready for the evening. And then I don't know if nobody else is going live tonight. I might go on my Okies Eden and do a quick live update on the garden. I do have some information on the garden. I might not. I don't know. If nobody else is going live, I might go on for a few minutes. I don't want to interfere with one of my other subscribers. If they're going live, I'll take a back seat and go watch their live instead. But maybe I'll see you tonight on 7 or 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll just put one in and I can always delete it later. Maybe I'll put a live in for tonight. And you'll go take a nap. All right. Yeah, go have one of your drinks first, your blue drinks or whatever they are, and go take a nap. So with that said, everybody, thank you very much for being here. And Nicola, thank you for telling me to turn and telling me how to turn my phone so that it's horizontal. It does, I think, come across better, both inside and alive and outside. So when you're filming outside, I think it comes across much better, and you get to see a wider, obviously, more landscape range of photo or video. So you guys all have a good evening. Maybe I'll see you later, maybe I won't. So take care and have a good afternoon.